Simon Priscilla and Harmony Productions, and I'm here with the wonderful Rashaan Patterson. Hey!
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm so excited that we're getting to speak
Good to meet you.
Yes. Fantastic performance.
Thank you.
So, how long has it been since you've been in London?
I would say since maybe 2008. So like somewhere almost close to 3 years maybe.
Gosh, well overdue.
Yeah,
We've been very excited. The public, the London audience have been dying for you to come, and I know
I've been dying to come too. It's been a while. Yeah.
They really enjoyed your performance out there. How did you find the London audience?
Oh, they're always great, and they always are receptive to what we do, and they just kind of take the journey with me as spirit kind of guides what's happening.
So, what album? No, what number of album are we on now?
6.
Album number 6. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. And,
yeah.
And what album are you working on at the moment?
I haven't started my next one yet.
Okay.
But, well, I kind of have, but not. You know, in terms of my label doesn't know that I've started it yet. But
okay.
yeah, I've started. Just preparing. Yeah.
So the stuff that you're doing now, tell us about.
Well, mostly promoting this new album because it just came out in July. So you know, still touring and doing shows and press for this record in the U.S. And this is the first stop that we've done in Europe for the album. And I'll probably come back around to Amsterdam probably sometime in February. But this album, Bluephoria, is much more electronic than my previous ones. But if people have taken the journey with me from the first one through every album, it's not a surprise that this is where I've landed.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
it's a journey.
Yeah, but if people had the first one and the second one, then they didn't know I had one, and then had some in between, and they got this one, they think, what the hell happened?
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a progression. So this record, like every record, reflects my spiritual journey, you know, and this one does that as well.
So you're a religious man?
I'm spiritual.
Okay.
You know, I grew up Pentecostal, but I'm much more spiritual than religious per se.
Yeah. Does your spiritual beliefs influence your music?
Oh, absolutely. It guides me, you know, as I believe it guides everyone if they allow it to. You know, music is very spiritual, so I'm fortunate that I can be in the position that I am to write songs and make music and do this for a living, so it definitely has all to do with why I do what I do and how it reaches people and touches people.
What artists inspire you to write?
Any great art inspires me, you know. I go to the movies a lot, the cinema, before I go into the studio a lot. Paintings, other singers, of course. Miles Davis is very inspirational. Any artist who exudes freedom, you know, and their right to grow and, you know, go in any musical area they want to go into. You know,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was very much influential and still is for me. Prince, you know, Shaka Khan, they all were fearless in a way.
It's funny you say that because I can actually see those influences in your music.
Yeah.
You do remind me of a bit of Prince and Michael Jackson, then Shaka Khan too.
Right.
You know, it's all of
Well,
that.
you know, I'm a student of theirs, you know. So in the same way that we all go to school and middle school and high school and college, you know, we take all that information in. And as a musician, even as a kid, when I listened to their music, I learned a lot. You know, they taught me how to be the artist that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any collaborations coming up?
Well, on this album, Bluephoria, there is Jody Watley's on there, Shanice Wilson's on there, Faith Evans, Layla Hathaway, Andre Crouch, and Tata Vega.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And is there anybody in the future that you'd like to work with?
I would love to work with Sade, James Blake, George Michael.
That sounds like a good lineup of people. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So Sade, if you're listening, because you're one of my favourite artists, I'd like to hear that. That would be amazing.
Yeah. She doesn't do that
She
often
doesn't-
very
no.
much, but I covered Stronger Than Pride in my shows. I've been singing that song for the last probably 6 years now.
Okay.
So hopefully she's heard it and likes it. Hopefully she likes it.
Shawty, listen. Listen out. So Rashaan, how can people find out more information about you?
They can go to my website, rashaan.com, www.rahsaan.com, or they can go to Twitter and find me there, or they can go to Facebook and find me there.
Cool. And quickly, how would you describe your music?
I don't know. It's kind of hard.
It's an eclectic mix of
it's an eclectic
influences.
mix of all of my influences that range from gospel to jazz to pop to rock. You know, all it's a hybrid of all that stuff. No, you know, but it comes from my soul. So ultimately, I guess, you know, it's soul music.
And what inspired you to write "Don't Run So Fast"? That song.
I was reflecting on my childhood at that time and reflecting on all the lessons that you inevitably get that make sense. You know, when you're a kid, you're always told, don't do this, don't do that. And at that age, you don't really understand why they're telling you not to do that, not to do that, until you get older and you make the mistake and then you suffer the consequence for it, and then you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's always better to learn from your mistakes, I say.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what made that song.
And lastly, what advice would you give to young up-and-coming artists that want to get into the industry?
I would say first, be certain that, you know, it's what you want to do. And after that, really, if it's you, if it's who you are naturally and you know you have to do it, then you have to do it. You know, you have to make sure that you retain that passion for it, even if you get in there and it gets rough and hard and difficult. As long as you have a passion for it and it's your drive, you know, and Spirit has made you to be that, then you just do it, you know what I mean? You just live it out.
That's great advice. Thank you very much, Rashaan. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Likewise.
And I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is Natalie Taylor, filming for Community eyeTV. I just interviewed the wonderful Rashaan Patterson. See you later.
Hey, this is Rashaan Patterson, and you're checking out UK Community eyeTV.